Hi, I'm Peter Weintraub, owner and personal trainer at Fitness Retriever. Today, we're going to review my fitness test. My fitness test tests 3 different components that I need to know about a client before I begin training and designing a program for them. Those 3 components are flexibility and range of motion, cardiovascular and muscular endurance, and functional and core strength. So I'm going to show you the 3 movements, then we're going to get into what it is. Okay, so the first one we're going to do is a push-up, and there's a regular version that I prefer you do, but there are some modified versions if you can't do one right now. So right now I'm going to show you a regular push-up first. So the regular push-up, you want to start in a push-up plank position. You want your body to be as flat and in a straight line as you can. A lot of people, 2 compensations I see right away, their butt will be way up in the air, or vice versa, it'll be sagging down. Butt up in the air means that you have tight hip flexors. If it's sagging down, it means that you need to work on your core. And those are indications I'd be able to see right away. So for a regular push-up, you're just going to bend your elbow down to 90 degrees, touch the floor, and come back up just like this. You never want to slowly have your butt rise or sag when you do it. Another thing you can do, if you can't do a full range of motion push-up, is a hand release push-up. So everything is going to be exactly the same. You're going to be in a flat push plank position. You're going to go down, release your hands off the ground for a second, put them back down, and then push yourself up. I find that that's a little bit easier. Or if you can't do that, the last thing you can do is called a modified push-up. What you're going to do is you're going to put your ankles behind your back like so, hands out in front of you, and then you're just going to push down to the floor as far as you can and come up like that. If you have to do a modification, whether it's hand release or knees bent on the floor, note that, and hopefully you can work on resolving that as you go on. Okay, so the second movement we're going to perform is a bodyweight squat. There are a lot of controversies behind how to do this, so I'm going to show you how to properly do a full range of motion bodyweight squat. I'm going to show you from the side here. So what you want to do and what you want to try to reenact is like you're about to sit into a chair. So the first thing you do when you sit into a chair, unless you're flopping down, is you're going to put your butt back and open up your hips. Then what you want to do, staying on your heels, you don't want to be on your toes and coming off the ground like this. You want to have butt back, and you can put your arms out in front of you if you want. You want to come down and straight up. You want your hips to be below parallel. You don't want to come down this far. 90 degrees, which is about here, is the absolute minimum I suggest you do. If you are having trouble going 90 degrees or lower, I suggest that you work on your hip flexor flexibility. We can work on that. I'll show you some in future videos. If you can't do a bodyweight squat like that, you can come over to a bench or a chair, and literally what you want to do, butt back, try to keep your torso as upright as possible, sit down, and when your butt makes contact with the chair, just stand up. So you're just going to be like that, you have your feet pointing straight ahead. That's a modification. If you need to sit into a chair, make sure you note yourself doing that. Okay, the last movement we're going to do today is a range of motion sit, as I like to call it. There are a lot of controversies about how to do a proper sit-up. A lot of people think crunches are sit-ups. That's not the case, and I'm going to show you why right now. So the best way to do this, you're going to get on the floor. So on the floor, like when you were a kid, Indian style, you're going to go all the way back, arms overhead, palms touching the ground. And what you want to do is you want to throw your arms up and touch your toes. You go back and up like that. That's going to be a range of motion sit-up. If you can't do that, the best thing you can do then, start in the same position and come up as high as you can. If that's as high as you can go right now, that's okay. Just list that during the fitness test. But I want you to be able to perform some type of sit-up in that position over the course of the workout. Okay, so the fitness test is going to consist of 5 trips through a circuit. The circuit's going to be comprised of those 3 movements we just discussed. Each circuit's going to have 5 push-ups, 10 squats and 15 sit-ups. You're going to repeat that 5 times. 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. 5 times. You want to time yourself, so if you have an iPad or a smartphone, you can just use that. Let me know how you do. Time yourself. Make sure you note any modifications, and then revisit this in a month or 2. It should be able to give you a good gauge as to how far you've come in terms of those 3 areas, whether it's flexibility, strength, or endurance. Feel free to check out my website, www.fitnessretriever.com. You can email me at info@fitnessretriever.com or tweet at me @fitnessretrieve. Thanks for watching.